Hello everyone. In this lecture, we'll see the list of distribution of Linux available in the market. So we'll discuss all the important one. So let's start. So the first one is your Red Hat. Red Hat Incorporated is an American multinational software company providing open source software products to the enterprise community. So what is open source? Open source means it's open to all. Anyone can get the source code and make desirable changes. For example, Android is an open source. So phones of different manufacturer have different look and feel to it. So same for Red Hat as well. So whatever the software products they have, it's an open source. Its source code is available to all. It was founded in 1993. Red Hat has its corporate headquarters in Raleigh, North Carolina, with other offices worldwide. Red Hat Enterprise Linux is a Linux distribution that is developed by Red Hat and targeted towards commercial market. So what is commercial market? Commercial market means if you want to purchase the enterprise version of Red Hat, then you have to pay for it. And in result, you will get proper support from Red Hat. Suppose I'm working in an organization and I have some important critical application. I want to host those critical application. So obviously, I want an operating system which is having proper support. Suppose like all of a sudden, some vulnerability has come up. Then I need proper support for that. I want my operating system should be updated on timely basis. I want to know that my application is compatible with operating system or not, or different supports. So if you want the support, you have to purchase the operating system. And Red Hat has released its enterprise edition that is only for the commercial market. So if you'll see in any organizations where we have, production servers. So all the production servers you will see it is hosted on enterprise edition of your Linux. Red Hat Enterprise Linux is often abbreviated as RHL. Your RHL is released in server version for x86 64, Power Architecture, ARM 64, IBM Z and desktop version as well. Red Hat uses a strict trademark to restrict free redistribution of their officially supported version of your Red Hat Enterprise Linux. It means that they have released, RHL 8, say for example. So it's a commercial version. It's an enterprise edition. So they are giving some, trademark. And the trademark says that you are restricted to free redistribute of their officially released Enterprise Linux. But you are free to see its source code. They are saying that this is my operating system. This is the enterprise version of Linux 8. You can see its source code. And if you want to modify, you can modify it as well for your version. But you cannot download the RHL 8 and can start distributing it free. So that is restricted. You cannot redistribute the RHL 8 or whatever its enterprise edition as free. So this is the strict trademark they have. Overview of RHL 8. We have a separate section for RHL 8, so no worries. So we'll have a brief introduction about it. Red Hat Enterprise Linux 8, its source code is Opta. For RHL 8, it was MIPO. It is based on Fedora 28 upstream Linux kernel version that is 4.18. So they have introduced a new version of kernel which is started with 4. They've also given a new version for GCC and glibc. So GCC is your GNU compiler collection which is used to compile mainly C and C+ languages. And glibc, it's a GNU project implementation of the standard C library. So basically this is for the application users. So they have upgraded these two versions as well. Systemd is also updated with 239. So systemd, it's the first process we can say when your system boots. So the first process is your systemd. It was introduced with RHEL 7. Earlier we have init. So init has been replaced with systemd and it has been introduced from RHEL 7. They've also given a new version of your genome, that is your genome desktop, that is 3.28. So the beta version was released on November 14, 2018 and the enterprise Linux was officially released on May 7, 2018. The next one is your SendToUS. So SendToUS, it's a community enterprise operating system. It's a Linux distribution that provides a free enterprise class community supported operating system, and which is basically compatible with its upstream source, Red Hat Enterprise Linux. So in simple words, it's a free operating system, and this is very much identical to your Red Hat. If you want to do the learning of your Red Hat, but we know that Red Hat is a commercial operating system, you cannot easily download it. You cannot download it at all. So in that case, you can download the SendToUS. SendToUS is same as Red Hat and you can do all the practices. In January 2014, SendToUS announced the official joining with Red Hat while staying independent from RHEL under a new SendToUS governing board. It's a free community version of your Red Hat. We can say it's a free community of Red Hat. It is much identical and its support comes from the community as opposed to the Red Hat itself. SendToUS is a product of Red Hat Enterprise Linux. So that's all about the SendToUS. The next one is your Fedora. Fedora is a Linux distribution developed by the community supported Fedora project, and it is sponsored by Red Hat only. So that's the main thing. So who is sponsored Fedora? Your Red Hat only. So it means that if Red Hat is going to release any of the operating system like your RHEL 8, so all the testing, all your testing would be going on Fedora only. So Fedora is the upstream source of the commercial Red Hat Enterprise distribution. Fedora fulfills all features of open source operating community. In Fedora, many more features are available free, but same features are paid in Red Hat. So Red Hat available on server edition, but Fedora available on server as well as desktop. It is an operating system which mostly runs on hardware that supports 32-bit and 64-bit operating system. So friends, that's all for this lecture. And this entire course module is based on Red Hat. And if you are not able to download, if you do not have the Red Hat operating system, then I would suggest you can download SendToUS and do all the testing whatever I am going to show in my entire course module. So bye bye, take care. We'll see you in the next lecture.